when you reach the end of your career, what do you want to be able to say that you were successfully able to achieve? Who do you want to show up as? It's really difficult to think in that high level way when you are bombarded by day-to-day tasks, expectations, requests, demands, fires to put out. At the end of the day, you're responsible for leading other people. And so there are a lot of strategies to use. One of them, which I will share with you, is to realize that when you say yes to something, you are automatically saying no to something else because you don't get a 25th hour in the day. And so we say micro yeses. Yes, I will take a look at your draft today, right? If you are someone who over-identifies with work and your sense of self-worth is attributed to how successful you are, how needed you are, it makes it harder for you to say no. And, in reality, you don't have to say no and say it rudely. You can say yes. And so yes, I see that this is something that you need, and I can do this part for you. And I can do this part for you tomorrow or the next week, whenever it's most convenient for you. You don't have to do it right then and there. Oftentimes we put this pressure on ourselves because we want to come across as helpful. We want to come across as dedicated, right? You need to stop to think that over-promising puts pressure on you, and it puts you in a position to potentially let someone down, which is what you don't want to do in the first place. And so it's that desire to be seen as reliable, dependable, committed, that we often bite more than we can chew and make promises that as we're saying it, we're like, oh my goodness, why did I say I get that done today? I have to go home and do XYZ. How am I going to do that? And then what ends up happening? I think you know already. What ends up happening is you go home. If you're working in an office, go home driving, thinking about you just took off that hat, right? Multiple hats, multiple responsibilities. Now you're going to put on a different hat, but you're still wearing that hat because you said that you were going to give something by tonight. And so now you're bringing that home when it should have been left at work. And now you're at home trying to do the thing that you need to do in your personal life while that's still in the background, kind of bothering you. Hey, you haven't done it. You haven't done it. You said you do it. You're committed, right? You have to work in integrity. You have to keep your word. And meanwhile, what ends up happening at home? More times than not, work takes the priority. My clients, come to me with things that their family says to them, like, I thought you were off work already. You said just one more minute. When are you going to come and eat with us? You're still on your computer. Like, why haven't you unplugged? And they can tell you're distracted. Like maybe you're not even on your phone or your computer. Like you put all that aside, but you're not really there. It's still in your mind. It's to occupying that space that's really should be occupied by what you're doing now, off talk with the people that you love, time for yourself. And it's really interesting. People think they work more than they actually do. And you know why that is? It's not quantifiable. It's because you're still thinking about work when you're having dinner with your family. You're still thinking about work as you're trying to go to bed, and you can't, tossing and turning because your to-do list is continuously growing. Even you check one thing off, there's something else, right, that gets added in its spot. Maybe you're taking a shower and you're like thinking about work, right? And so it feels like a lot more. And this is where I argue that energy management is much more important than time management, because you may be just working 40 hours, but the energy that you're putting into your work and navigating these multiple roles and responsibilities, it occupies more time than that because it's constantly there. And so it soaks up all your energy that you should be preserving to be able to perform at your best, energy that you should be preserving to be present with your loved ones. And let's not forget you. You often come in last. You forget that without you, you can't do any of this. If you are not at your best, you cannot perform and deliver and serve at your best. But oftentimes you come in last until your body tells you, hey, knock, knock, I'm sick. I'm getting irritable. I'm snapping at people. Knock, knock, I'm starting to feel like I'm not getting good sleep. Knock, knock, I'm feeling the back aches, the neck aches, the headaches. I'm getting sick more often, staying sick longer. And you kind of ignore these early signs of your body, your mind, your soul taking a toll. And I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. It really doesn't have to. Trust me, I've been there, done that. I'm a child of immigrants. I've got that immigrant hard work, hustle mentality that I've had to overcome. I'm a woman of color with a low social class background, right? Working class. Yet I'm standing here today, representing 2% of the US population who has a PhD. I've had to personally work through these pressures. And so I get it. Been there, done that. And I am so passionate about this. I do research on this, so I know what is the evidence that helps you be able to get out of this mess. Because what I want for you is more success, more confidence, and much less stress. If that's something that you are craving and are committed to having, but you just don't know how, maybe you've been trying to read books and figure things out on your own, but just can't quite put your finger on how to figure this out. Maybe you see other people doing it and you're like, what does she know that I don't? Maybe it's taking a toll on the things that you work so hard to achieve professionally, personally. Yeah, you work too hard to let all this fall apart. And it doesn't have to be that way. I would love to show you a better way, a different way, an easier way. Are you open to that? Because if you are, I'm here for you. You just got to reach out to me. Let me know, and we can talk about your specific situation. I'll let you know what I see are the issues at hand at the core, and I'll tell you what you need to do to get out of this mess once and for all. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to reach out to me, book a call. I'll share the link somewhere here. Just click on it, and I look forward to talking with you soon. All right, take care.